Athrys Embrace are Exotic Hunter Gauntlets, and when you pair these with Dead Man's Tale, you create a deadly build that allows you to chain precision hits, as well as power up your deadly throwing knife. Well, this build is great in both PVE and PVP, and today I'm going to go into detail on Athrys Embrace, plus talk about how to get them, and then check out a great all-purpose build that you can use in all game modes in Destiny 2. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content, and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. And roughly 98% of viewers who watch This Week in Video Games aren't subscribed, so subscribe today and never miss an update. Well, first of all today, let's check out the armour itself with the Athrys Embrace. So they are Exotic Hunter Gauntlets, and they come with the perk Skittering Stinger. So weighted knife gains a second bounce, and rapid precision hits with your weapons grant weighted knife a significant damage bonus and the ability to stun unshielded combatants for a short time. And also the empowered weighted knife is strong against unstoppable champions, and you can of course stagger them. So the build I'm going to look at today is going to be focusing on two exotics, so Athrys Embrace and Dead Man's Tale, and we're going to be activating our perk on Athrys Embrace with Dead Man's Tale, so creating a devastating throwing knife which is going to hit your enemies really hard. So this is also really useful in PvP because you get the benefits of the second bounce of the throwing knife, making you very deadly in the Crucible. I'm also going to be charging up the build with Elemental Well mods and also Charge with Light mods. This is going to help us give an extra damage boost in PvE, allowing us to tear through enemies in strikes, nightfalls, lost sectors and also raids too. Well, next up, let's have a look at how to get Athrys Embrace. So Athrys Embrace are one of the new exotic pieces of armour introduced in Beyond Light. So you can target farm exotic pieces of armour through the Legend and the Master Lost Sectors. And if you complete the activities solo, there's a chance for the exotic armour to drop for you. So every day, the Legend and the Master Lost Sectors rotate, with 2 available each day across the planets and the moons. So as well as the location for the Legend and the Master Lost Sectors rotating, the rewards rotate too, with a different armour piece for head, arms, chest and legs. They rotate daily as well. So if you want to check out the location of the rewards, then you can do so in-game by completing the Lost Sectors on the regular difficulty and then checking on the map. Well, to get the Athrys Embrace, you want to look out for the Exotic Arms reward, and then if you complete the Legend or Master Lost Sector solo as a hunter, you'll have a chance for that reward. If you don't get it the first time, keep on trying, and you'll get it after a few tries. Well, next up, let's have a look at the Athrys Embrace Hunter build. So first of all, looking at the subclass, we're going to be pairing up Athrys Embrace with the Way of the Sharpshooter, and that is Bottom Tree Gunslinger. So there's a few perks on the tree here that are going to really come in handy. So let's look at those perks. We've got Knife Juggler, throw a knife from a distance, and Precision Knife kills with the melee ability immediately recharge it. We've got Practice Makes Perfect, so enter a trance with each precision hit, reducing the cooldown of your super. And you got Line 'em Up, so precision hits with the golden gun increase its damage and extend the duration. Finally, we have Crowd Pleaser, so enables precision damage with the golden gun, and precision hits with the golden gun generate orbs of light. Well, here we're going to be using Knife Juggler and powering up the damage of our throwing knife with the perk on the Athrys Embrace. And just as a reminder, that is Skittering Stinger, so weighted knife gains a second bounce, and crucially here, so rapid precision hits with your weapons grant weighted knife a significant damage bonus and the ability to stun unshielded combatants for a short time. But it's that rapid precision hits with your weapons granting weighted knife a significant damage bonus that is really key, and that is what we are looking for. So if you can possibly focus on precision hits, that's going to really help you out in this build. So not only that, but Crowd Pleaser enables precision hits with the golden gun. That's also going to help us power up our gauntlets. The key thing for this build really are the precision hits, so keep that in mind when you're rolling around with your weapons. So talking about weapons, let's have a look at what we're going to be using. So in the kinetic slot, we're using Dead Man's Tale, and that is an exotic kinetic scout rifle. So checking out the perks, we've got Cranial Spike, and chaining precision hits grants bonus damage and quickens reload speed, and that is going to work really well with our exotic gauntlets. So you can get this one from the Passage mission on the Tangled Shore. However, do get it before it goes away in February 2022. In the energy slot, I'm using Cartesian Coordinate, and Cartesian Coordinate is a legendary energy fusion rifle with a rapid fire frame, meaning deeper ammo reserves, and slightly faster reload when the magazine is empty. So for PvE, Feeding Frenzy and Vorpal Weapon would be good. So Feeding Frenzy increases the reload speed after rapid kills, And then you've got Vorpal Weapon, increasing the damage against bosses, vehicles and guardians in their super. So again, that's quite versatile across both PvE and PvP. That one is a random world drop, but you can focus Umbral Engrams in the helm to get it a little bit easier. And you want to look under the Season of the Chosen tab. In the power slot, I'm using Ascendancy. So this is a legendary power rocket launcher. It's got a precision frame, meaning the weapon fires a small auto-tracking missile, and missiles lock onto targets when aimed. So this is one of the better rocket launchers in the game right now due to the auto-locking on targets. So as with all ritual weapons, it comes fully masterworked, and you've got a choice of perks. And it is the ritual weapon for Season of the Lost. So looking at the perks, we've got Impulse Amplifier, that increases the velocity of the rocket, as well as the reload speed, so it's really, really useful. And we've got Ambitious Assassin as well, so you could mean 2 rockets in the magazine after a kill with the weapon. In the final column of perks, you've got Explosive Light, and that got a buff in Season of the Lost, so by picking up an Orb of Power, you can increase the damage and the blast radius of the rocket launcher. And also, the other perk here is Chain Reaction, and that causes elemental damage explosions, and it's a fantastic perk for clearing a path through a bunch of smaller enemies. So to get this one, it's the ritual weapon from Season of the Lost. Basically, you have to get to rank 16 from one of the vendor tracks, so that is Zavala, Lord Shaxx, and also the Drifter 2. Finally, let's look at the mods. I'm using Elemental Armaments. Combatant weapon final blows with a damage type that matches your subclass element have an escalating chance to spawn an elemental well. I'm using Elemental Charge, so become charged with light by picking up an elemental well. If the elemental well's element type matches your subclass element, you gain 2 stacks of charge with light. So I'm using Font of Might, so picking up an elemental well that matches your subclass energy grants a temporary bonus to weapon damage of that same element type. So basically, I'm using Elemental Armaments and Font of Might to increase our overall damage output. And then I'm using Charge with Light, so Elemental Charge to gain Charge with Light. Then I'm using High Energy Fire, so while Charge with Light you gain a bonus to weapon damage, and each defeated combatant consumes 1 stack of Charge with Light. So because we're using Elemental Charge, solar weapons and a solar subclass, we're going to get 2 stacks of Charge with Light quite often. Also using Argent Ordnance, so while Charge with Light readying or firing a rocket launcher grants increased damage and reload speed, so damaging a combatant with a rocket consumes 1 stack of Charge with Light. So Argent Ordnance gives us about a 20% damage boost to our damage output with a rocket launcher. That's going to make us really deadly with Ascendancy. Well, let me know what you think of the Athrys Embrace, and let me know if you've got any improvements or build tips for this build for hunters. Well, that is it for this guide for how to get the Athrys Embrace in Destiny 2. And as always, thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. If you want to join the community, check out the Discord link in the description, or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next video.